Welcome everyone to the Avengers podcast where we talk Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and more. I'm your host Peyton, and with me is my co-host Torn.
Yo.
What is going on?
Kind of feeling a little sick, but still pushing through. Had some problems with my asthma, but other than that, everything's gonna be fine.
Is it the big C?
No, it's not. No. Just regular allergies, asthma, just all that stuff.
It is what it is. Well, have you watched anything good this week? Because I haven't seen anything.
Well, I watched Point Break with Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze. That was pretty good. And then last night I watched The Woman King, which was all right. Some good action, okay story, but the performances were really good. Such as, Viola Davis, as always. John Boyega did really well.
He is in that.
Yeah, he's like the king or the prince. And what else was her name? Trying to figure out I think it's Lashana Lynch. She did really well.
And that's all you saw?
Yeah, that's all I saw. I didn't really watch anything else.
Yeah, me either.
I mean, we did finish Atlanta though, so.
Oh yeah, that's true. We did finish Atlanta. Crazy finale, but also not crazy.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean,
it was just another episode of Atlanta, but at the same time, the implications.
Right.
For the rest of the series, I mean, on a rewatch, I'm going to be looking at everything different. We have a great show for everyone this week. We are going to be ranking the MCU's Phase 4 now that it's over, technically. I mean, we got the holiday special next week, which I'll obviously discuss next week. But, that's a special. I mean, all the main stuff, it's over. It's over. I mean, Phase 4's done. I mean, Kevin Feige during the presentation or whatever was like, Wakanda Forever, Phase 4 done. So we're ranking Phase 4. It's also a great, interim in between Wakanda Forever and, the holiday special. Anyway, we also have the news of the week, of course. Not too much news. We literally just have Marvel news. Unless we, well, no. I was going to say maybe we want to talk about, Henry Cavill not having a Superman deal yet, but it's going to happen. I mean, it's like I read that it was like he hasn't signed a deal yet. It's like, well, he will. He will eventually, but we're probably going to get a lot of DC news in the coming couple of months because apparently James Gunn and Peter Safran are, they're working on their 10-year plan or whatever, and they're going to reveal it to the Warner Brothers Discovery people in January or something like that. So whenever that happens, that'll be super exciting. But anyway, as usual, time codes are going to be in the show notes or the description. So if you want to jump around, you can go ahead and do that. But let's get started with the news. This is according to Daniel RPK. Thunderbolt Ross will indeed transform into Red Hulk in Captain America: New World Order. So
finally, it's all I wanted. Finally. I've been talking about this for fucking years.
I can't wait to see a gigantic red Harrison Ford.
Yeah, I can't wait for Harrison Ford to be red and pull out the fucking, some Indiana Jones shit.
So, whether I'm just curious if he's going to be in Thunderbolts or not, because it would make sense for them to not reveal it at Comic-Con. I don't remember when they revealed the roster, but it would make sense for them not to reveal it, just to avoid spoilers. But I mean, he'd have to be in it. It's called they're called the Thunderbolts. I mean, it only makes sense, so he's got to be in it. And it would make sense for them to put his actual Red Hulk, whether it's his origin or not, we don't know. But for them to introduce the idea of Red Hulk in a film before Thunderbolts makes a lot of sense. So,
yeah.
But this is also according to Daniel RPK. It's likely that Daredevil Born Again will have a TV-MA rating.
Yes, yes.
Obviously, very exciting. just to get it closer to that Netflix series is obviously best case scenario, and it'll also shut a lot of people up. But, it's no secret that having that sort of more mature rating opens up a lot of storytelling possibilities that you wouldn't be able to have before. So, fantastic news. And of course, the violence is there, but we can have violence without an R rating. Yeah, it's super exciting. Just everything about Daredevil Born Again news makes me more excited. Like this next piece of news, according to Murphy's Multiverse, it's rumored that White Tiger will be introduced in Daredevil Born Again, possibly played by Jenna Ortega. Now, the Jenna Ortega bit is more of a rumor than the actual White Tiger introduction. So take the Jenna Ortega thing with a grain of salt. But it is being rumored that White Tiger will be introduced in Born Again, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, I'm not too familiar with White Tiger that much, but she is in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon, which I think is underrated. But don't tell Spider-Man fans that because they'll crucify you. But she seems like a really cool character, and has interactions with Daredevil in the comics and stuff like that. And obviously, if Spider-Man does have connections to Daredevil, like the rumors are saying, and to introduce White Tiger, and she interacts with Spider-Man a lot. I mean, the pieces are falling into place. So that's it. It's really, really cool. All right. And then the last piece of news we have, this is according to TV Line. The Silk series will be titled Silk Spider Society and will release on both MGM Plus and Amazon Prime Video.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
What was that?
The Silk series.
No, like the first streaming service you said.
Oh, MGM Plus.
What the fuck are these streaming services, bro? Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know, because Amazon bought MGM, so they're gonna have Prime Video and MGM Plus. I don't know. I don't understand. But apparently, it's gonna air on MGM Plus first, and then come to Amazon Prime Video. Or it's going to be an MGM Plus exclusive, but worldwide it's Amazon Prime. I don't know. We'll get more specifics as it actually gets more developed. But Angela Kang, who is the showrunner on The Walking Dead, will serve as showrunner for this Silk series. And the most exciting thing for me personally, Phil Lord and Chris Miller will executive produce the series. As well as a suite of live action television series based on the Sony Pictures universe of Marvel characters. So it seems that Sony may want to build out this TV Spider-Man universe, which honestly, I'm all for, as long as they actually use Spider-Men, Spider-People characters and not just obscure villains. I'm completely down with this, honestly. Like, obviously, ideally, I'd want everything to sort of like connect to the MCU and Marvel Studios involved or whatever. But Sony's gonna Sony, and I'm cool. I like Silk. Obviously, Phil Lord and Chris Miller are incredible creatives, and they're executive producing the series, so that gives me a lot of hope that they won't Sony it. But yeah, I don't think. This is probably going to be its own separate thing. I imagine like the Venom universe is its own universe, and then this live action TV stuff is going to be its own thing, and then obviously the MCU stuff is the MCU stuff. But are you excited to see Silk?
I'm definitely excited to see Silk. For somebody who craves more of like Asian representation, I'm glad that they're finally getting it. And, people have been wanting Silk for a very long time. So I'm excited to see that part as well. I want to know if they're going to adapt her and Peter Parker love thing with their spider. Crazy.
Yeah, true, because her origin is directly tied to Peter Parker. Maybe not necessarily Peter Parker, but like the spider that bit her is the same spider that bit Peter Parker. So... yeah. Whether, we'll get a Peter Parker in this or not, I don't know. But like we live in a world now where that's a thing, and audiences won't freak out about it. Like we can have two Peter Parkers on screen.
Yeah, most definitely.
But yeah, anyway, that's the news of the week, which means it is time to get into our topic, which is ranking the MCU's Phase 4. Now, I all things considered, like I'm looking back on this stuff. This Phase 4 is cool, man. I like Phase 4.
I know, I like Phase 4 too. It's like, I mean, it's definitely overhated, and I know in hindsight, people are going to be like, "Oh wow, you know, Phase 4 is actually pretty good." I can't wait for that day, bro. I cannot wait for that day.
So you can just look back and be like, we told you so.
Right? It's like, you know, what it feels like to be a true fan instead of just going on like negative hype trains.
Yeah, but I want to get into that a little bit more after we finish ranking everything. But why don't you start it off? There was what, 16?
Yeah, 16 projects.
So short amount of time for 16 projects.
Right. All right. My first one is Miss Marvel.
Really?
Yes. I mean, it's not number one, but
yeah.
Last place. Yeah, it's Miss Marvel.
I mean, I knew you didn't like it as much as me, but last place.
I mean, it's either that or What If, but I think What If is cooler. I mean, like I say, yeah, I think the show's fine. A nice, you know, coming of age superhero show. I feel like, so I'm gonna just say this off the bat. Most of these shows are gonna be kind of lower because they suffer from the 6-episode formula. Just getting that out of the way right now. But yeah, Miss Marvel. It's fine. It's a fine show. I think what like kind of brings it down lower for me is that the fact that like the villains were just fucking awful. Like they were just so bad, and they were like not even like really there as villains. Just like very small, like molecule like fucking antagonists. And I kind of like brought it down for me. I mean, other than that, I mean, I think the show is, like I said, the show is fine. It introduces a character that people have been wanting for like, you know, a while to see set up in the future of the MCU. And I mean, I'm more excited about like the future of Miss Marvel rather than her own show, if that makes any sense.
Sure.
So yeah, that's last.
Yeah, I can't disagree with anything you're saying, despite it being higher for me. But my last place, is Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Damn, really?
Yeah, I mean, it's all right.
Dang, that's crazy.
I know this is starting off with a real unpopular opinion.
Damn. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, like, I sure you have it last for other reasons, but I know some people do not like Falcon and the Winter Soldier at all.
Yeah. Look, I do want to say that there's Phase 4 hasn't changed anything for me as far as the grand scale of the MCU. I've said it before, and I'll say it until they come out with one, but I truly don't think the MCU has produced anything truly bad. So despite Falcon and Winter Soldier being in last place, I still enjoyed it. There was nothing in this phase that I was like, nah, this sucks. So yeah, with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, there wasn't like anything inherently like offensive about it or anything like truly bad, but obviously Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan were great in their roles as Falcon and Bucky, or Captain America now. Ooh, yay. I thought it started out really strong. But I wish it doubled down on a lot of the themes and stuff they were sort of like toying with, but didn't fully delve into. And ultimately, and part of me wants to cut it some slack, because this show was probably the show most affected by COVID, and a lot of the stuff with the villains, with the Flag Smashers and stuff, were heavily hindered due to that. I mean, they had to cut out literally an entire plot line that probably would have made them a lot stronger as villains. But you had the main girl, I forgot her name, Carly.
Yeah, Carly Morgenthau.
Yeah, she was really good, but she fell into the trope of, hold on, the villain's right, so let's have her like blow up an orphanage.
Oh yeah.
Like, okay. But like, again, there's a lot of stuff I liked, all the Isaiah Bradley stuff. Oh, in love with that stuff. I wish they doubled down on that all that stuff. The Flag Smasher stuff, it was okay. John Walker, I really really liked, although I really feel like they by the end of the series it was more like maybe he's okay. No. No. I wasn't really a fan of that. The finale, in these MCU shows we keep talking about, the finale's like, that's not the case all the time, and we'll get to that for a couple of the shows, at least for me. But yeah, this finale wasn't great. Although seeing, Falcon, or seeing Sam Wilson as Captain America, that suit just being an absolute gorgeous translation from the comics was cool to see, even though the finale was still sort of messy, which is unfortunate. But yeah, really, really, all this comes down to, for Falcon and the Winter Soldier being in last place, is just missed opportunities, which bugs me the most a lot of the time in movies and TV shows, where I'm like, this is good, but God, it can be so much better. Why isn't it better? So I think that's what kills it for me. But again, a lot of really, really good stuff. A lot of the super soldier stuff, toying with like, should you take the super soldier serum? It amplifies the worst and the best parts of you, and et cetera, et cetera. All that stuff was really good, but ultimately, by the end, I think it fell flat for me.
Fair. The next on my list is Eternals.
I have no reaction to this.
Yeah, no reaction to that?
Yeah, because I also have it second to last.
Yeah, I mean, like, look. So, I don't. I'm trying to figure out what to say about Eternals.
I mean, we talked about it on the podcast. We have a whole review, and we were pretty forgiving of it.
Yeah, we were forgiving about it. Yeah, I definitely think this project is overhated.
Definitely. I think it still has like a 40% or something on Rotten Tomatoes. Absolutely undeserved.
Yeah.
I don't know what the audience score is. What is the audience score?
Isn't it like 70 something?
If it is, that's fair. 77.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah,
a little higher than I thought it'd be.
Yeah, I thought it was 73. But yeah, like, I mean, definitely we are very forgiving on this project. It like what Peyton said, this phase hasn't produced anything that was like super like atrocious. With Eternals, I mean, we saw it 3 times, and I think that's more than enough to watch this movie.
We did watch it 3 times.
Yeah, we watched this shit 3 times.
I forgot about that.
And the 3rd time I fell asleep in the theater. Not that it was boring, just because I was tired. But yeah, I mean, this movie like gives off like, really great performances from a very stacked cast. But I just felt like it's kind of one of the things too, like how there was supposed to be a villain and it wasn't really a villain at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Crow, he was like just a deviant, and then like he just pops out of nowhere, and like I don't know, he just kind of felt like very filler. And then like the whole Icarus thing, just very Henry Cavill Superman like, and Icarus isn't even like that in the comics, not to be that guy. I mean, making Icarus the villain was very interesting, considering he's not really like that at all. But I really have nothing else to say about this project. It's okay. It's not that bad.
It's probably the most like, this is fine MCU movie to come out of Phase 4.
Like, yeah,
it's just
overall
fine.
Like the compliments I would give it is that it's very beautiful, and like I said, it's features a very stacked cast. But man, is this shit overhated. Well, than that, yeah, it's aggressively okay.
uh, yeah, I'd probably agree with the audience score mostly. I think I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Um, it's yeah, it's visually stunning, but yeah, the biggest problem for me with this film is the villain. A lot of people had issues with the pacing and length, and maybe not having enough time to develop each character for the ensemble cast, which fair enough. I didn't have that issue with it. I liked everyone in it. There was less development for the people that didn't make it all the way through. So I thought that made sense. But yeah, the villain Crow, I mean, they built him up just to sort of have him show up at the end, and then he was defeated super easily. And like, it's like, oh, the real villain is Icarus, and like, yeah, that's an interesting twist, and I really liked that. I really liked Icarus in this, and I really liked the whole turn. But it's either do both or only do one. And it did mostly one and just kind of threw the other to the side, and that wasn't satisfying. But with the power set that everyone had, I think it made a lot of the fights really interesting. I mean, Makari, that speedster effect, I mean, it's still incredible. Her fight with Icarus was awesome, but ultimately, a lot of this movie, despite me enjoying it, again, it's just kind of like the most okay movie. But I can't disagree with a lot of the criticisms. It is kind of forgettable. You don't care about that many of the characters. There's a few like I forget it. That's bad. You forget the names. But I like Druig, Kingo. That's what I was trying to think.
Druig is amazing.
Yeah, Druig again. I think we said it at the time, but like, or at least I don't know about for you, but like for me, the biggest surprise, I thought I was gonna hate him, and I ended up really liking him.
Yeah, he was a standout for me. I'm still never forgetting Gemma Chan for cheating in the movie.
I mean,
no, dude, don't say anything. Like, dude, she is cheating on Kit Harington. Like,
yeah,
she was rubbing her hands on Icarus and like being seductive at the same place where they had sex like billions of years ago. I'm just like, no, she was cheating. Like, and that's not right.
I can't. Yeah, that's fair enough. but yeah, so yeah, we both had Eternals for second to last. So what's your next one?
Probably have to be What If.
Same.
It's it's as well for people like compare it to like an appetizer at a restaurant. Something nice, something small to like get you prepared for the main course. And that's exactly how that's perfect. That's perfect. I mean, it gives, of course, with it being What If, it gives you glimpses of like different universes and different possibilities and outcomes. But kind of the same thing with your complaints of like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I had with What If because it also was a project that was struck by COVID, and it could have been so much more better. And by the end, all this, like, with Infinity, Ultron, like, there's some stuff that just didn't really make sense because, there's like Gamora, and Gamora just has like Thanos' armor. It's like, where's Gamora? Like, where did this all happen? Yeah, because it was
a cut episode.
And yeah, there's just a bunch of stuff with that.
Yeah. What If is here. I really liked What If. I mean, there was a couple missteps for me. The zombie episode.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You did not like that at all.
But I had a lot of fun with it. But yeah, it's here for a reason. Because yeah, it was cool. I'm excited for season 2, but ultimately it's like you said, it's just there. It's short. It's small. It's fun. But I mean, it's not some huge thing that I'm fucking losing my mind over,
Yeah.
But so yeah, there's not really a whole lot to say with this one.
For sure. My next one, you're probably gonna freak out about this.
Oh no.
It's She-Hulk.
I saw it coming. I saw it coming.
Is that She-Hulk or Black Widow? It's one of them.
Oh,
Yeah, She-Hulk, another average show. I didn't want to put it any
disagree.
higher because I didn't want to put it any higher because of Daredevil. That wouldn't be right. Even though he was a standout because Charlie Cox is amazing and I love Daredevil with all my heart. But I mean, I find it to be okay. Now I will say that like I'm willing to defend this show more than others because of like I mean, like I said, you know, it's not as bad people make it out to be.
The absolutely unwarranted hate.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm willing to defend this show more than others. But you know, I think it's okay. I definitely enjoyed it for sure. But I think it's just okay.
I'm crushed, but I'm not surprised.
Wow, what do you mean? What do you mean by that?
I know you didn't like it as much as me.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I was expecting it. I'm still like ooh. You ready for my next one?
I feel like I know what it is. I don't know what it is.
Werewolf by Night.
What? Really?
Look, man. I know everyone's in love with this. I know people are like, this is like easily like top 3 phase 4.
Oh,
when we talked about it, however many weeks ago now, I mean, I was saying like, this is really hard for me to rank because like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. There's absolutely 0 things wrong with it. I can't think of a single flaw, to be honest with you, but it's like a 50-minute Halloween short. It's like, I don't think I'd ever come back to it other than, like it's Halloween. It's like, hey, let's watch some Werewolf by Night. But, I loved Man-Thing. I like it, but like, I look at everything else and I'm just like, I can think of this, and this. Oh man, I love this. And it's just, it's here. It's mostly here because it's just a 50-minute thing and it was good, but everything else just has more in total.
and that's fair to say. That's fair.
But yeah, there's nothing wrong with this.
That's fair.
We also should say that this is a clearly a subjective list.
Yeah. My next one's Black Widow.
You're hurting me, man.
No, I like I said, I like this project. We said that, it wasn't as bad as people make it out to be. I like Taskmaster more than others. I still wish there was something different with her. Is she fine under the mask? Yes. Okay. We can move past that. I still feel like this movie, as everyone else, should have came out at a better time. And with that, it's also one of the things too where like there should have been this should have been the second Black Widow movie, and we should have gotten one before that. That I always think about this movie whenever I think about that, because I feel like the first Black Widow movie we should have gotten was her and Clint in Budapest. But this one, I think it's fine. Of course, Yelena was a standout. Florence Pugh did her thing. Incredible. I wanted more Red Guardian. I feel like we did not get enough of Red Guardian.
Luckily, we will in Thunderbolts.
Yeah, we have to wait like 3 more years. I'm just kidding. We wait like 2. Yeah. And then Dreykov, he was okay. He was all right. I mean, yeah, I find this movie fine. It's good. It's a good fine.
Whereas Eternals is a fine.
Yeah. But like one thing I will say is I love the score, and I constantly like re-listen to the score of Black Widow. It's really good. Yeah, I mean, it's just good fine.
Yeah. My next one is Miss Marvel.
Okay.
Yeah, I like this one a lot. Like again, like I said when you talked about it, I can't disagree with any of your criticisms, but the heights of this show for me and everyone else was the family aspect,
No,
and
yeah, I do like that a
you know,
lot.
the supporting cast and stuff like that. And I think the highs of that are so high that it elevates it a lot for me. I talked about it when the series was coming out. Like this, when the trailers were coming out, I felt absolutely nothing, zero. I was like, these trailers ain't doing nothing for me, and I don't know how I feel about this, but I was very pleasantly surprised by this series. So maybe that's why I liked it a lot more, because my expectations were almost on the floor. Not because I was like, this is going to be trash. I was like, I don't know if this is going to be for me, which is fine, because not everything's for everyone. But yeah, I mean, I was just pleasantly surprised. But again, I can't disagree with anything you're saying. The villains were weak. It was, I mean, yeah, I mean, it was fine. I like seeing a lot of the Pakistani representation. But yeah, again, like you said, it makes me really excited for the future of the character. And as a series, I thought it was good. It was good. Mutant.
Yeah,
Mutant.
No Inhumans. And I know a lot of people were like, people, the like 7 Inhumans fans in the world were complaining about her. We're complaining about her not being an Inhuman.
They're
and I'm
so
like,
mad.
And I'm like, why would you like? We all know Kevin Feige doesn't like Inhumans.
It ain't that deep.
I'm like, hell, even then, comic book readers don't even like Inhumans. They call humans a poor man's mutant. That's what they call them.
Like it's an unpopular storyline, and people are like, oh, but Miss Marvel, Black Bolt, like those are the only 2 characters.
Yeah, like, and then like if you were to ever like, yeah, and then like Lockjaw.
Oh yeah, Lockjaw too.
Because Lockjaw's a good boy. But yeah, Black Bolt and like fucking Miss Marvel are the only Inhumans people care about. Now, like, I mean, with Black Bolt, like we'll see later on in the MCU, but I think it's fine. It's fine. People do not like the Inhumans. They're fucking garbage.
Agreed.
Like, sorry for the 7 of y'all that like Inhumans, but they're not that good.
No, they're not. But
and the show even proves it.
I mean, yeah. But last thing I'll say about Miss Marvel, Aman Milani is fantastic.
She is fantastic, and I love how much of a nerd she is about the MCU.
Almost to a fault, in my opinion. Because she's talking about how, like, she disagrees with Kevin Feige and how MCU is Earth 19999. I'm like, Aman, it's not that deep. It's not, chill.
Yeah.
But I like the passion.
Right? I mean, yeah, we need that. We need that.
Yeah, we need more actors in the MCU who tells it like it is. And it's going to Kevin Feige. It's like, hey, what are you doing here? But yeah, she's fantastic. Again, I wasn't 100% sold on her based on the trailer. Yeah, the trailer, I don't know what it is about those Miss Marvel trailers. They just weren't doing it for me. But yeah, I like Miss Marvel.
Fair.
But still bottom of the list, or towards the bottom.
I think this one's going to hurt you a lot more.
Oh, no.
It's Loki. Nah, I'm kidding. It's Moon Knight.
Does that hurt me? It hurts me a little. Not that much, though.
So I've been following more comic book creators. And I'm following this one person who is Jewish. And I like Moon Knight a lot more than others. I'm gonna say that. People call it Midnight, whatever. I don't care. I like Moon Knight, right? Unfortunately, it is a show that suffers from the 6-episode formula. Should have been fleshed out a lot more. But whenever I'm watching these comic book creators, this one in particular, she said that how Moon Knight was like a horrible like adaptation of the character, and it was like a disservice to like Jewish people because of the way like they handled like Mark Spector. in the show because it's different in the comics because of how he gets his like his BPD or his DID. He gets it a different way because he suffers from like so much like anti-Semitism, and then like for them to change it in the show for him just like getting his ass beat by his mom was like fucking horrible, and like people like a lot of like Jewish comic book creators did not like that a lot. Which I mean, that's not the reason I dislike it. I still like the show, but I mean, I still wish that like it was fleshed out a lot bit more. It is different though. It is different. Was a psychological thriller, which was really cool because that's one of the things I do like about it. And but yeah, I really just do wish this was fleshed out a lot. But I did like I liked Ethan Hawke. He was good. I liked him, even though he made me cringe at times, but it's because of the whole glass in the foot thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I love the introduction of like different gods, such as Khonshu and the hippo one. But and there's also very beautiful as well. It definitely has like its moments for sure. But yeah, I wish it was like I wish there was a lot more to it.
Yeah, I kind of get that. I kind of get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Now, like, if I were to ever, like, whenever I get, like, my Moon Knight comics, I want to go deeper into Moon Knight after hearing that person's take on the show. My thoughts will probably change. Oh, and, like, she was also saying, like, yeah, Oscar Isaac, like, it was horrible for the role.
Huh.
Because he's not, yeah, she was saying that because he's not even, like, Jewish. And there's no representation for that.
He has a Jewish background, but I don't want to get into this.
Yeah.
Pretty sure his dad's Jewish, but it is whatever. My next one is Black Widow. God, I like this movie a lot. It's towards the bottom of the list because it is a subjective list, but there is some objectivity into it. Obviously, it's not the best MCU movie, but fuck, man, this shit. I had a lot of fun with this. I really don't understand the hate for most of these, really. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I thought the action was fucking sick. I thought a lot of the action, especially the hand-to-hand stuff, rivaled the Winter Soldier and Civil War and shit. Especially that fight between Yelena and Widow in the like apartment building or whatever. Fucking awesome. The whole family opening scene where they escape on the plane I thought was freaking incredible. Again, Yelena, Florence Pugh's introduction to the MCU. I almost see this as like a Yelena origin movie rather than a Black Widow solo movie. She was, of course, fantastic. Red Guardian. Literally, the entire family dynamic was so good. I loved it so much. And yeah, so you
love your family dynamics.
Yeah, I do really. Yeah. So yeah, I like this a lot. As far as the villain go, Dreykov or whatever. Yeah, he was whatever, but that's not really what the movie is. He's not the movie. He's a means to an end. He's like, and I thought that worked for the movie. I thought it felt very Phase 1, but like in a good way. And people were like, the villain was whatever, but like people still like fawn over fucking Phase 1 shit. I'm like, this is, I don't know what makes that good and this not good. It's nostalgia, but whatever. As far as like this should have came out earlier or whatever. Maybe like, yeah, but like, I don't know. I cut it some slack because there's a reason it didn't come out earlier. Fucking Ike Perlmutter. Just never would have let that happen, but we probably would have gotten one. And like, I don't know. I think it's fine that we get like sort of like prequel stories, like just flesh it out a bit. Like now we can go back and watch it before Civil War. Like it's fine. I don't know. I don't think it's that deep. I think it's really good, man. I think it's really good.
That's fair. My next one, Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Wow.
Now take everything you just said.
Okay.
I'm applying it to this.
Everything I said about Falcon and the Winter Soldier or Black Widow?
Oh no, for Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Okay.
I agree with what you're saying. I think the reason why I kind of like this a little bit more was, the racial aspects of it. I think that's what made me fond of this show, because it's something that something that needed to be talked more. And I guess I like using my critical thinking skills for this show. But not even just the racial aspects, but how much, I guess it's also how a legacy character can affect other people. Cause with Steve, Sam, Bucky, and even John Walker were all affected by Steve's legacy, in all different ways. And I like all three of those characters because, for one, John Walker, I like John Walker's character. I like his character a lot, and I think I also like this. Another reason why I like the show, because he's very layered. He's an onion. He's literally an onion. He's going through so much stress and so much responsibility for somebody who just wants to be a role model, for not only his family, but for the government as well. And that happens to even the worst of us, because he ends up snapping and killing a guy when he's trying to be like I said, a hero.
Yeah, his line you made me or whatever.
Yeah.
To the board. Awesome. Fire.
Because I was at that, I think it was episode 4. That's when he took the serum, and when that's when he took the serum, and also I got Captain America 1 flashbacks with the scientist telling him what the serum does to you, and also Zemo as well. Zemo's dialogue fits into that moment. It's
yeah, he was a highlight.
Yeah, the serum, the serum enhances what you are as a person. And with John Walker, that just happens when a good person. I think he's a good person who's just very conflicted, and that's when he snaps. And then with Bucky, he's trying to he's on his own journey and everything like that, which I like that a lot, because he truly does care. He wants to fix everything, make amends. And unfortunately, that was pretty sad when he came clean to his friend, how he killed his son, which sucks. Because he really trying to make meaningful relationships. And with Sam, being and also Isaiah Bradley too, he was a highlight as well. I love the conversation with how Isaiah Bradley he was going through the same thing as Sam, and he was telling Sam you don't want to go through that. But of course, Sam, being the goat he is, he wanted to he wanted to be that symbol that Steve was. And I like that part of the show a lot. Yeah, the villains horrible, but other than that, I definitely liked those aspects of the show a lot more.
Yeah, well, yeah, I like the race stuff too. That's part of the stuff that I loved. I just wish they doubled down on it and did it more.
Yeah.
But it's the Bucky stuff, as far as him apologizing to his victim's family or whoever. They built it up, and then they had that one scene at the end, and that was it. It just felt very rushed to me, and abrupt, and I wish they again did more with that. And there's also the stuff with Sharon and being the power broker, and that stuff was just whatever. But yeah, fair.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Fair enough.
Oh, I forgot about Sharon. That whole what was her fucking name again?
Power broker.
Yeah, the power broker. Yeah, that was, man, I don't know. It's kind of just, I mean, I understand, but it was kind of like out of the field.
I'll accept that, and I'll be like, oh, you know what? Maybe that was better than I thought. If she's a scroll,
Yeah, you know, I don't know. I hope she gets dropped off in the next movie. I'm just kidding.
jeez, is she gonna be in Secret Invasion?
I don't know. I like, to be honest about Secret Invasion, I'm trying to like not watch too much stuff about it because I want to be surprised about
Fair.
that one. So
Fair. My next one is She-Hulk.
fair, yeah.
This show's great. I don't give a shit what anyone says. Again, like that. I mean, we talked about it. I mean, because this was very recent, so I'll keep it brief. The only episode I didn't really care for was episode 2. It took me a rewatch to grasp whether I enjoyed the finale or not. I did. Obviously, Daredevil's a highlight. But again, this show scratched an itch for me that I've been wanting for a while, which is just a sitcom, but with superheroes. And that's what it was. And I really enjoyed it. I don't give a shit about the special effects or whatever. And I already had my whole rant about it. But yeah, I like this show a lot. And probably the show that I'd rewatch the most in the future, other than maybe one, but that's for another reason, and I'll get to that. But yeah, I'm keeping this one brief. She-Hulk, pretty cool.
Next one's probably gonna hurt you. I'm just kidding. No, my next one is Hawkeye.
Okay, I see.
What's wrong?
No, nothing. You just keep going.
I like Hawkeye. You know, it's a very fun show, very fun Christmas show. We both agree that like we're glad that they made Clint more of a character.
Thank Christ.
Yeah, right. They made Clint more of a character. They gave him some development. And there's a lot of highlights in the show. More so, like, you know, Clint, love Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop. That she was amazing. And more of Florence Pugh. That was amazing. I wish we saw more of her.
Yeah, I'll get into it. I just keep going.
But yeah, I really liked what the show was and what it sets up for the future. And also like seeing Vincent D'Onofrio back as Kingpin. That was amazing. That was amazing.
Such an exciting time.
Right. And Echo too. Like, she was amazing.
We got Kingpin awesome. And then No Way Home and Daredevil like back to back.
Right.
Fucking fantastic.
But yeah, like, you know, I think the show's like a lot of fun. And like, I mean, I really have nothing else to say about it. Like, I remember the plot a little bit, you know, like I remember fucking Elena wanted Clint to die because, you know, freaking
Natasha.
Yeah. Shit. What did I say? I'm bouncing around all over the place. She wanted, yeah, I can't speak. What is going on with me? Yeah, there's some really nice moments between Kate Bishop and Yelena. Really, really fun. And I also forget that fucking Lalo. I'm gonna say his name is Lalo. Lalo was in there. Lalo was in there. I was like, man, he's kind of sus.
Well, yeah, everyone. Like, I mean, that was kind of the. They knew. They were like, ooh, let's get the guy from Better Call Saul.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this show's fine. I'm definitely gonna have to probably rewatch it because, you know, it is a Christmas show. It's a Christmas
time. Christmas time. Iron Man 3, Hawkeye.
I also just did not like the fact that they did not have Spider-Man at the end.
Yeah, you know, what a missed opportunity. I mean, you're trash.
Should have they should have panned the camera up and see him flying. I mean, freaking swinging in the sky. Like, what the fuck? Like, wait, actually, what if when Spider-Man dives down in No Way Home, he's actually helping Clint and Kate, but it got cut. So it's my head canon. Bro, like,
no, because the tree was still standing.
That's right. Well, you know, like I'm an MCU fan and we don't make sense. So I'm kidding.
I'm hurt. Anyway, next one for me is Moon Knight. Again, I like this show a lot. Oscar Isaac was phenomenal. Just the whole, obviously DID stuff was really interesting. Just the entire world of Moon Knight is just incredibly interesting, really. Of course, it took a more serious tone, which was appreciated. It was a little bit more violent. I wish we got more action. At a certain point, the whole like cutaways kind of got annoying. But that's fine. Yeah, I don't really have a ton to say about this other than like maybe I like this one more because I'm a huge sucker for psychological stuff. So I really liked Moon Knight. But
You wanted something that I liked about Moon Knight?
what
Was seeing the cameraman in one of the shots.
Oh yeah. Did they remove that?
No, I don't think they did.
I think they did.
I remember seeing it and I was like, oh wow, there's a cameraman. That's fucking cool. And I remember like there was like a green a green screen like thing when they were like fighting on top of like one of the buildings, and people were like, what if Moon Knight was like taking place like in a theater, or like it was like filming like they're filming
like
Moon
on a
Knight.
set, yeah. Which I think they've actually done in the comics.
Yeah.
I could be wrong though. The suits are fucking gorgeous.
Nah, it's ruined by CGI.
Shut the fuck up.
Oscar Isaac didn't do that in real life, so it's not great.
Yeah, you're right. No, but the Moon Knight suit, it looks so good.
I love Mr. Knight.
Yeah, Mr. Knight, so clean, especially that finale.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, the finale was pretty good when he was just rocking motherfuckers with that shit. That was amazing.
And he like brushed. Oh, he's so clean. He's so clean. But yeah, I really liked Moon Knight, and this was one of the finales where I was like, oh, it's pretty good actually. But yeah, so yeah, that's Moon Knight for me.
My next one is Thor: Love and Thunder.
Okay.
Another overhated Marvel project. Yeah, I like this a lot.
You've only seen it once, right?
Yeah, I've only seen it one time. But yeah, like this movie was fine. I mean, it's not like, of course, it doesn't. I don't think it's better than Ragnarok, but I definitely think it's definitely one of the better Thor movies. I will say, like very very slightly, do I think it's overly comedic, but I think when I think about it's like, oh, it's like a little tad bit over comedic, it becomes serious and there's action, so it's fine. I really just love the colors in this film. It's really bright, it's colorful. I also loved like the furthering character development of Thor and how like he knows he's sad and depressed and he wants to like fill in that void. And he tries to with Jane and everything, and hell, even like trying to find some type of connection back with Mjolnir because he's jealous. So that that ends up becoming a thing. I'm just gonna say we need more gore. We needed more gore. I don't care. I love seeing Christian Bale's face. So as for me and any other person, but yeah, we needed more gore because he was a highlight. I feel like we did not get enough of him. And I really love the parallel between Jane and Gore. So that's one of my favorite things too.
Fair.
But other than that, like, this movie was fine. The goats, they're okay. I don't care for them.
Better on a rewatch.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
And they had the floating head. Bro, that shit was funny.
Improved post-release.
I know. Yeah, they improved it. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I like the film more than others. I'm willing to defend it, and it's an overhated Marvel project. Love and Thunder is really good. Well, not really good, but it's good. It's good.
Agreed. My next one is Multiverse of Midness.
Oh, okay.
This shit's no. Yeah, Multiverse of Madness. Again, like at this point in my ranking, it's like, okay, I really like these. Like Moon Knight, I like quite a bit, but now I really like this. Like I really like this territory. So Multiverse of Madness, I think is great. Obviously very divisive, but also not a surprise. Incredibly Raimi. And this one and my next one could flip depending on the day, depending on my mood. So this one and my next one, just know that they could switch at any time. But today I'm feeling Multiverse of Madness in this spot. I don't. Benedict Cumberbatch seems to be throwing maybe some slight shade. I think people are maybe reading into it too much. But he's like how he's sort of joking about how he's not really the main character in Multiverse of Madness. And people are like, yeah, he should be. It's a Doctor Strange movie. But I'm like, I don't know, man. I really like that Wanda was kind of the focus. Like, I liked it a lot. I liked that it was kind of just a sequel to WandaVision. I really fucked with that a lot. Obviously, Elizabeth Olsen was fucking just, so good.
MCU
good.
Wanda sucks.
Shut your mouth. She was amazing. The visuals were incredible. Obviously, we have just shut. The Illuminati was I thought was great. Another divisive.
No.
Oh my god, another divisive section of the movie. We got not a live action because we've seen a live action version before. But we got like an accurate version of Blackagar Boltagon, who was, we got the what mouth bit, which still I'm like, ooh, that's it. Like cold as fuck. It's so good. Obviously the magic is bumped up like crazy in this movie. People give the first one shit for being just firecracker kung fu, which it kind of is. But the magic is souped up in this one a lot. Again, the Sam Raimi isms, they're not for everyone. I talked about it in our Multiverse of Madness review. There was some corny lines which is expected from Sam Raimi, but there was a couple that I just couldn't let slide. Alumawadi. But other than those, man, this is a blast. And I said it, I don't remember if I said it in a review or I said it just on like Twitter or something, but this movie is probably gonna be one of my most rewatched MCU movies. It's definitely not the best, but fuck, it's fun to watch. It's such a blast. So yeah, Multiverse of Madness.
That's crazy because my next one is Multiverse of Madness.
Wow.
Yeah, I take everything you said, and I agree with it.
Except you like it just slightly more.
I was like slightly more because of horror. Sam Raimi, the horror elements were amazing. That shot of Wanda running in the tunnel was fucking crazy.
Yes.
The dead walking was amazing too. Oh my god, that shit was incredible.
When she first possesses 838 Wanda, and she's like tripping out, so good. I really like this movie. And like we said, another hated MCU movie because people just wanted cameos and just a bunch of like things going on. But it's really colorful. It's really abstract. It's a very, very Sam Raimi and Doctor Strange. I love it a lot. I think one of my favorite scenes in Multiverse of Madness
Besides the dead walking one, I actually like the fight between him and the other Doctor Strange where they're fighting with the musical notes.
Yes.
Yeah, because Danny Elfman had to put his use of score.
Yeah, Danny Elfman was like, all right, this is my time.
Right. But yeah, this movie is just fucking awesome, bro. Like I love it a lot. And yeah, with Wanda kind of being like, of a main focus was actually really good because it also fits in because like Doctor Strange was supposed to be in WandaVision, so that it ends up working out. And the whole thing, with her like corrupting, it's just fucking awesome. It's fucking cool. And I also love in the beginning where Wanda's at Comertage, she's fighting everybody, and like she whispers in that guy's ear,
"Run!" Ooh,
that shit was fucking crazy.
I'd like to be that guy. Anyway,
yeah, that dude folded,
just like anyone would.
Yeah, right. Just like anyone else would. But yeah, that shit was crazy. Oh, also the where, the whole like fucking like Illuminati thing and like Professor X and like whenever the film like first released, I thought that like she broke his neck, but she fucking breaks his like skull in half.
Yeah,
like she like rips it apart. I was like, damn, that shit's fucking crazy.
Getting to see John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, yes.
Right.
Even if he's not like the MCU Mr. Fantastic, I'm just happy we got to see him.
Yeah, exactly. And we said that before the movie came out. Like, like if he isn't, he's not. Like, it doesn't matter. Or I mean, if he wasn't our main Mr. Fantastic, it doesn't matter because we still got him anyways.
Yeah. Also, I lied earlier. I said Falcon and Winter Soldier is probably the project most affected by COVID. No, it's probably Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, because they had gone through like 2 or 3 rewrites of
a ridiculous amount of rewrites and reshoots. Obviously, it was already a sort of a troubled production considering Scott Derrickson.
Yeah, Derrickson,
left, quote unquote,
loved directing. Yeah, because I really wanted to see how it was if Scott Derrickson like wrote it.
Yeah.
And, unfortunately, this gets a lot of hate. This project gets a lot of hate from Michael Waldron alone,
despite the amount of love Loki gets.
Right.
And because it's like retroactively, people were like, Loki's trash. So weird. Anyway, but like, not only did the director leave, they had to bring Sam Raimi in really quickly. They rewrote the script. And then they had to rewrite the script multiple times because COVID kept pushing stuff around and stuff kept getting delayed. And then Sony didn't want to delay Spider-Man because they wanted that Christmas release because that's, most money. And at the end of the day, they are a business, but also Sony being Sony. But anyway, because of that, Doctor Strange was supposed to come out before No Way Home. And it was supposed to tie in directly into No Way Home. And America Chavez was supposed to be in No Way Home. And she would have been the reason that Toby and Andrew came into the movie in the first place. But that didn't happen. So they had to not only rewrite Doctor Strange, but they also had to rewrite No Way Home. It just a bunch of crap that they had to go through to get this movie made. And honestly, I'm happy with it. God, I hope Sam Raimi sticks with Doctor Strange because they're just a match made in heaven. These two, this character and Sam Raimi. But yeah, I mean, I hope to see a Doctor Strange 3 fully with Sam Raimi without any of these production issues or him having to come in last minute and having to sort of pick up the pieces of whatever. But yeah, anyway. I guess it's my turn. My next one is Love and Thunder. So ours was just flipped. Yeah, I love Love and Thunder a lot. Again, I could have flipped this in Multiverse of Madness any given day. God, this movie again, completely unwarranted. People keep calling this one of the worst superhero movies of all time. Get over yourself. Have you seen Catwoman? Have you seen Batman and Robin? This is leagues ahead. This this is just a blast, man. Thor's arc, Jane's arc, despite people like saying, oh, the humor, like they took the cancer very seriously. Just despite her making jokes, that's part of it. Like the serious stuff was taken seriously. People got to rewatch this movie, man, because it was great. Obviously, yeah, Gork should have been in the movie more. But he was still a great villain regardless. People were like, oh, the first half was too comedic or whatever. And I still disagree with that, man. I don't know what it was about, people's first perceptions of this film, but I don't know. I hope people give it a second shot because, I just think it's really good. Again, like the goats were less abrasive on a rewatch. Again, except in that first scene, because that was the whole point of that first scene with them. But yeah, man, I don't know. And there was also, when I rewatched it a second time, there were jokes in there that I thought were hilarious that I completely forgot about on the first go around. That the whole black and white sequence is still just stunning.
Yeah, that was amazing. That was great.
Yeah, not as good as Ragnarok. I've decided officially, even though I do kind of still agree with my previous self in that I think the actual story itself and character arcs, I think is actually better than Ragnarok. But as a movie as a whole, Ragnarok is still better, and probably more rewatchable too. But still, this is a great movie, man. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I have a blast with this.
So my next one is WandaVision. I like this a lot because this show was like very, very different, and it introduced like a lot of stuff for us. Like there was a lot of problems with MCU Wanda kind of just like being like a support character. So for her getting her own show was
underpowered.
Yeah. So for her getting her own show was like really, really good. And like, honestly, I'm gonna just say this. It was fun when WandaVision like was out. Everyone like
other than
theorizing.
The shit.
Yeah, other than the headcanon, but like seeing people like theorizing and like coming up with like cool ideas and like all that type of stuff. It was really cool. It was really interesting. And like I was honestly like the need for like just the anticipation of like waiting week to week for this show was so cool. It was awesome. And unfortunately, like this show was also messed up by COVID really, really bad. Lots of rewrites and like lots of stuff just got cut.
Mostly towards the back end.
Yeah.
Mostly, really like the first half wasn't really touched.
Yeah. But overall, yeah, like this show was like really, really unique. Like, how each episode was a different time period and the different sets and everything like that. It was so cool to see. And watching this and watching Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness just makes those two like complement each other so fucking well. Like I love this so much. I mean, I'm not like a fucking MCU Wanda fan like others out there, but overall, like this show was like really, really good, and I enjoyed it.
I agree with everything you said. My next one is not WandaVision, but it is Loki. This was just a damn good. It was probably, no, maybe it still is. It's probably the most. It's it's not the most standalone considering its implications, but it just feels like the least MCU one to me, which is ironic considering like Moon Knight is really its own thing. But something about Moon Knight still feels very MCU to me. This one is like completely in its own world. It like the whole set's like it's really surreal and like 70s and stuff like that in the TVA. I thought that stuff was great. Obviously, Tom Hiddleston as Loki is freaking fantastic. I mean, seeing Kang in that finale, also having a finale that was different and it was just talking most of the time was awesome. The whole, whatever her name, Loki, what's her name? Sylvie.
Sylvie.
The whole Sylvie Loki thing, and people are like, oh, self-set. Shut the fuck up. God damn. One of the most annoying fucking
Loki
complainers I've
says.
ever seen. Jesus Christ. Like, it's Loki. If anyone's gonna do that, it's Loki. Like, that makes perfect sense. And it's not even that weird, man. It's not even that weird. It'd be weird if they were like siblings or something, but they're not. Like, it's fiction, man. It's not that deep. Whatever. But everything about this was cool, man. Going to the place where you go to get when you're pruned or whatever, seeing all the Loki variants, fucking classic Loki played by Richard E. Grant. What the MVP of that episode. He was so good. Obviously, Miss Minutes was great. And of course you can't talk about Loki without talking about the chemistry between Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson as Loki and Mobius. Just so good. So good. The only reason this isn't higher is purely subjective, just total enjoyment factor. Like, I don't see myself going back to rewatch this anytime soon, despite really liking it. I'm definitely gonna rewatch it when Loki season 2 comes around. But as far as like, I'm bored and I want to watch something, I'm not gonna put on Loki. Not because it's like not fun or anything, just because like there's just other things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's really all I have to say about Loki. Just really, really solid stuff.
Yeah, my next one was Loki, and I'm just gonna agree with everything you said because I have thoughts on other MCU projects.
Oh, the score.
The score was fucking amazing.
So good.
Natalie Gold was in her bag, bro. Or Natalie Holt?
Natalie Holt, yeah.
Natalie Holt was in her fucking bag.
So good. Probably my favorite score in Phase 4, personally. Well, Wakanda Forever might take it. But yeah, Loki was, God, that score is so good. But yeah, so your next one was Loki too. Yeah, so my next one is Hawkeye. Fuck, I love this show so much. I love this show so much. I had such a blast with it. Everything about it. Clint, his family, Linda Cardellini.
Yes.
Haley Steinfeld. Kate Bishop just being an absolute delight. Yelena, her and Kate Bishop's chemistry was so good.
Yeah, exactly. That's why.
So good. Lalo. Lalo was great. Her mom, Vincent D'Onofrio, was just so good. I really like everything about it. Was just so fun. It was just a small low stakes Christmas romp that it was just so fun. People take this shit too seriously. People talk about, was it good? Fucking just have some fun, man. This shit was so fun. God damn, this one is definitely the one besides She-Hulk that I'd probably rewatch the most, and it's certainly going on the annual Christmas watch list. God, I love it so much. And it was
kind of mid.
It's also the only. Shut your mouth. It's also the only MCU show that was actually like, hey, you know what? This finale, let's actually make it a long episode. And it's like an hour-long episode. It's like the only MCU show that has like an hour-long finale. It's like Hawkeye of all the shows is the one that does that. But whatever.
Fair. I just still didn't like there's no Spider-Man, so.
And the whole stuff with Yelena and Natasha and going after Clint. I mean, jeez, man. Oh, and then Echo. God,
yeah.
that shit was so fun. And Clint and Kate's dynamic has been in the beginning, and then they get along. Oh, and then Pizza Dog. Come on, man, Pizza Dog. There's a dog with one eye. Like,
I forget about that good boy.
I love it so much.
Man, for real.
People say they ruined Kingpin too. Fuck you too. Like with the way the MCU is going, if the rumors are true and there's maybe some crossover, like maybe we'll see Tom Holland Spider-Man with Kingpin. Tom Holland Spider-Man would lay out Netflix Kingpin in one punch. Like we need a stronger Kingpin. So, and they laid the groundwork for that. So I mean it fucking fits, man.
Literally.
And people were like, "Oh, Kate Bishop couldn't have beat Kingpin." First of all, yes, she could. Like even like comics, Kate Bishop would lay out Kingpin. But also in the show, she got lucky. He would have gotten her. But whatever. Move on.
So my next one is fucking Werewolf by fucking Night. Oh my god, dude. Shut up. Now, oh my god. For the same reasons you were saying about how, like, shut up. For all the reasons you were saying, like, with it being like too short or whatever.
Well, I didn't say it was too short. It's just that short.
It was short. It was short enough to where you couldn't put it higher. That is fine. I think that's one of the reasons why I actually like it. It's something that doesn't need to be drawn out. It was something that like fits very well. It's paced very well. It's also the directorial debut of Michael Giacchino, fucking amazing, and scored by Michael Giacchino. Great score.
Oh, speaking of which, I watched the behind the scenes. I think that it's called Director by Night on Disney Plus. It goes through. I didn't realize, because obviously Michael Giacchino's a composer, but he like when he was a kid and stuff, like he went to film school and stuff. Like I mean, and he did like little short films as a kid and stuff. So like this wasn't just out of the blue for him.
Yeah.
Despite it being his directorial
debut. That's awesome. I mean, it's so awesome, and like all that stuff, like just proves that we need to give him more projects. I would love to see him and Guillermo del Toro make a project. Anyways, let me not have a gasm right now. So this one, like for me, I think I like this one a little bit more because I am not as big as others, but like I am. I appreciate horror a lot. The horror elements were really, really nice. I love how it is a homage to the classic Universal monster films from the 30s and 40s. But yeah, like this was like just a really good and like stylistic like film. I loved at the very end, when like Elsa Bloodstone gets the stone, everything turns the color. That was so good. But yeah, like it's a nice introduction to Werewolf by Night, and that's something that people have been wanting for a while. And who knows, maybe you'll come up in like Moon Knight season 2, which is something that people have been wanting to see. But yeah, like I love this like like little short. It was amazing, and also like fucking Man Thing. Man Thing. Ted. We all need a Ted. Love that dude. But overall, I love this like project a lot, and I'm glad that after the success of this project, that we're gonna be getting more special presentations a lot soon, and like I'm glad that even just from like from like the audience, critically, it was an acclaim because it's something that's very refreshing to the MCU, and I'm just glad that everyone loves it as much as I do.
Werewolf by Mid.
Shut up.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with everything you said. I just didn't like it as much as you. That's
fine. It's fine.
My next one is Wakanda Forever.
Okay.
This shit sucked. No.
Oh my god.
this movie.
Oh god. Okay, continue.
This movie. I still need to see it again. It just came out, obviously.
Yeah,
we did our review last week. I certainly need to see it again, but just this is one of those movies for now, again, until I see it again, it's either going to go up or down, but for now it's one of those movies that the more I think about it, the more I like. I gave it an 8 out of 10 off an initial watch, and I think when I see it again, yeah, I think it's definitely going to go to an 8.5, maybe even a 9, because this movie was just, it was a lot, but it was good. It was really good. We just talked about it last week, so I don't want to regurgitate that much. So you can go watch that for our detailed review. But yeah, Namor was fantastic. Letitia Wright was really good, despite my feelings about her. Everyone in this movie was just so fucking phenomenal, man. Even the stuff that I've seen criticism about, I don't necessarily agree with mostly. Yeah, it was just really good, man. I don't have a ton to say about it because we talked about it last week.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, like, you know, this is also, my next one is also Wakanda Forever. I think this is that was your fourth one, right?
Yes. Yeah, so you're in top 3 territory.
Yeah, I'm in top 3. Yeah. So my next one is Wakanda Forever. Just like all the reasons, like you said, I just gave it a higher ranking. I'm not gonna regurgitate the same stuff I did last week, but all the reasons why I like this movie, I think it retroactively makes the first Black Panther, like, you know, a little better. And all the stuff that I didn't like about the first Black Panther, they improved on. In this one, you know, I felt like, you know, this is more of an everlasting expansion on Wakanda and, like, you know, the stories of Black Panther. Yeah, like, you know, Namor was fucking amazing in this movie. He was a fucking menace, but also very sympathetic. Really nice, you know. Just really nice addition, dude. And like I love the changes to his origin, being from like indigenous and like from a Mayan culture. That was a really nice touch to it. And like just the performances alone, you know, just from Letitia Wright, Dominique Thorne, and even Angela Bassett was just incredible.
Yeah, putting her all into this.
Yeah, she really did. So I really like this movie a lot. Yeah, that's all I really gotta say.
Yeah, again, I agree with everything you said. My third one is WandaVision. Sort of similar to what I said about Moon Knight. I'm a sucker for the psychological stuff, and this had it in spades. I mean, the entire series is like a product of her mind and shit. So I was immediately in love off the first episode. I mean, I don't know the people that don't like the first 2 episodes. I don't know if they just didn't understand the concept of the show. I don't know. But even then, like the first episode, you have that moment with, you know, Vision's like boss and his wife at the dinner table, and he's choking, and like it's really weird and it's sort of eerie and stuff. Like I was like, this is fantastic. And then the second episode, you know, it was the magic show, and that was kind of just a good episode of a 60s sitcom. But you also had the stuff with like the helicopter, the red helicopter is the only thing that's in color, which is a great effect. And then, God, like everything about this, man. And of course, once it all starts to unravel and stuff, and then we get this stuff that from outside the hex, Jimmy Woo being the goat that he is. We got Darcy coming back from the Thor movies, who was just a delight to see again. Just everything about this, man, was fantastic. Just seeing Wanda's powers being fleshed out. Also, like, Paul Bettany getting to do more as this character was really cool to see, both as Vision and as sitcom vision, or human vision, I guess. Seeing Speed and Wiccan, actually, you know, sort of do Speed and Wiccan stuff. Seeing Evan Peters as Quicksilver again, even though despite everything about this series, man, I just love all this. The episode where Agatha and Wanda go back into her memories and stuff like that. Seeing the moment where the Stark missile comes down, you know, hinting at the possibility of, mutant, maybe just like you said again, the speculation for this series, it running rampant while it got frustrating at times, was still so cool to just see that engagement and stuff like that. It showed the strengths of the week to week release, and the only place in my opinion where it falters was the finale, which it faltered pretty hard, admittedly, but that it doesn't take away from the rest of the series at all for me. The worst part about it for me was the Ralph Boner shit. It's not even. Oh yeah. It's not. It wasn't even like, oh, it's not the X-Men Quicksilver. Like, I didn't care about that. Like, even if it was, because I sort of like wondered, like, maybe this is just a guy, because obviously her Quicksilver is dead. So they just got a guy who just happens to look like Evan Peters, and it's more like a reference to the audience. That's fine, and that's exactly what it was. It's just the fact that it's a boner joke, like such a weird fucking decision. Whatever. But again, outside of that, man, it's just fantastic. What a fantastic series. Again, maybe the only other thing that is at fault was the villain, the military guy, whoever that was, the head of sword or whoever that was. Like he was already evil, and then he was just like over here he was out here shooting kids and shit. But like, yeah, the series was just fucking phenomenal. Obviously handling Wanda's grief and stuff. Oh, we got one of the hardest bars in the MCU. What is grief if not love persevering from Vision? Ooh, and he like said that shit that didn't even come out of Wanda's head. We got that shit canonically added like before, I think, or maybe that was after, or before, maybe slightly before. Anyway, Civil War, it was that time period. Oh, so good. Love everything about this show. For real.
My next one.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
We got to see that Scarlet Witch suit for the first time.
Oh yeah, that was
so hype, bro. It was like when she had the crown for the Halloween episode. It was like, oh shit, that's awesome. But then she got the little like sort of holographic crown. It was like, oh shit. And then she got the real crown. I was like, oh my god. It was like the whole get up. Oh, incredible.
Yes, that was really good. And also, yeah, even Agatha was really, really good too.
Yeah, Catherine Hahn was amazing.
As she always is.
White Vision.
Yeah. My next one, you already know it's coming. It's Spider-Man. No, I'm kidding. It's Shang-Chi.
Yeah, same.
Shang-Chi. Oh my god, I fucking love Shang-Chi, bro.
It's so good.
I love Shang-Chi.
It's so good.
Amazing. Best fight choreography since the Winter Soldier. Very, very stylistic and very colorful. Like I said, I love movies that have Asian representation in it, and that's something that like I got, and like probably got it like in tenfold. Like just like the performances in this movie were fucking amazing. Yeah, like Simu Liu did his thing. Aquafina did really, really well in this movie too. I don't want to butcher the actress's name, but who plays Shang-Chi's sister, she was really, really well done. And even what was his name? His dad. Mandarin. The Mandarin. Wenwu, yeah. Definitely top 3 antagonists for sure. I want to say he's underrated, but I could be wrong.
I think he's pretty rated. People put him up there.
properly rated.
Yeah,
But yeah, like this movie is just like it was just really really good, bro. Like, and it's definitely one of the better origin stories of the MCU. I'd say it's the best origin story of the MCU.
agreed.
And I love how like him already being a really good fighter and martial artist was already established, instead of him like having to learn all of it. You know, I love that. Like I love the 10 rings as weapons. That was like, you know, really well done. The visual effects were fucking great too. Even the score, damn, bro. Dude, this movie's fucking great. And like I rewatched Shang-Chi like recently. By recently I meant like back in May. And
IMAX version?
No, I watched it on the plane. On my phone. But other than that, like this movie, it still amazes me every single time, and it still like makes me fucking happy. Like knowing that we got Shang-Chi, we're gonna be getting like a lot of team ups with them in the future, and overall, like it's just I'm glad that everyone loved this movie too. Everyone loves this movie. I'm glad about that too. Knowing how much hate Phase 4 gets, this movie being at the top of people's list, you fine by me. Love it.
Yeah, man. People, I mean, the audience score for this movie is crazy.
Really?
Oh yeah. It's also, obviously it's my next one as well. So obviously, you know, we know what the number one is, but
we all know what the number one is.
Shang-Chi, oh man, fantastic. If you asked me like 3 years ago, and you gave me all the Phase 4 projects, and you asked me to rank them and how I think I'd like them, Shang-Chi would certainly not be number 2. But my God, was this movie good? Was not expecting this at all. Maybe, well, no, I was gonna say maybe my enjoyment of it was because I got to see it 2 weeks early.
Yeah, you did, bro. Lucky.
Yeah. God, it was just so good. everything about it. I like the characters were way better than I thought they'd be. Obviously, Wenwu was fantastic. Awkwafina was better than I thought she'd be. I really liked her actually, despite, you know, people feeling some type of way towards Awkwafina. The action was fucking incredible. You're right. The way they incorporated the 10 rings, the way they changed the 10 rings from the comics to fit within the MCU and also differentiate it from the Infinity Stones and also have them have their like own effects and shit. Just, it parallels for, you know, his mom and Shang-Chi and stuff. Ta Lo, the whole design for Ta Lo was fantastic. Yeah, everything about this, man. The bus fight alone.
Bus fight was amazing.
Oh, so good.
Man. Also, Morris, bro, carried.
Who?
Morris.
Oh, Morris, yes.
Carried.
Yes. Oh, yeah, of course, Trevor Slattery was just a delight to see return.
Amazing, bro.
Wong,
dude.
when he sing karaoke. Which fits even more now with She-Hulk out.
Right.
So good.
Imagine how much like development like Wong had just in this phase alone.
Yeah. The Wong cinematic universe.
Right.
Now I will need to see a scene of Katie. That's her name, right? Awkwafina.
Yeah.
Katie, Shang-Chi, Wong, and Madison.
Dude, that'd be so
karaoke.
Funny.
That'd be so good. I need it. But yeah, man, Shang-Chi, man, what a blast. Again, one of the most rewatchable MCU movies too.
Oh, definitely. Oh man, it's crazy.
And so obviously
we all know what it is.
We all know this was coming. Are we biased? Probably. But also, it's just a damn good movie, man.
Damn good movie.
And of course, we're talking about Batman v Superman. No. We're talking about Black Adam. The best film in the DC universe. No, it's No Way Home. It's No Way Home. Obviously, it's No Way Home. Come on.
Yeah,
Man.
obviously, it's No Way Home. Look, I don't care what anybody says. Like, I'm just like, we ain't ever gonna switch up on our boy. People can be like, oh my god, this movie's so bad.
Yeah, people 180 on it hard.
People are like, oh my god, like why, like
it's
why
just nostalgia.
Like, I'm like, bro, like I don't fucking care. Like I got my nostalgia fix in there. It's still a damn good movie. One of the best theater like reactions, theater experiences we've had since Infinity War and Endgame, at least for me. But this shit is too damn good. It fucking furthers development of MCU Peter Parker. Fucking we get our Toby, we get our Andrew, we get our Doc Ock, our Electro, or Lizard and Sandman. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. You can say it's nostalgia. I say it's fucking peak. I don't care. This movie is fucking great.
So good.
The cinematography, amazing. Doctor Strange, amazing. I don't care. Like, yes, the movie has flaws. Who cares? Green Goblin, amazing.
Oh, so good.
Like, I don't like
just perfection.
Fucking, I love seeing fucking a 60-year-old man drop a fucking high schooler through like 7 flights of stairs or 7 floors to a building. I love seeing that shit. That shit's. I love seeing fucking Peter not having a fucking break after like Far From Home.
I love seeing Peter Parker suffer.
Yeah, this is what Spider-Man fans want, right? Y'all want him to suffer? Like that's in the movie. They always want Peter Parker to suffer, bro. Like, and he does that in this movie. His fucking aunt dies in front of him, gets fucking stabbed and exploded.
And even like, if it was just like nostalgia shit, like we'd be over it. You know what I mean? Like rewatching the film, we'd be like, okay, yeah, we get it, Toby and Andrew. But it's done so well, and even like it's. Maybe this is no. I have to agree with myself that they even improve upon the older Spider-Man.
Yeah, they talk about like their lives after like their films.
Yeah, and even just characterization. I mean, Andrew's just being incredible. I mean, he put his all into what's essentially a cameo. Like, he's acting his ass off in this because he just has that care for the character. And Toby, we talked about it in our, Raimi Spider-Man movie recaps. I mean, Toby, he's good for the time. But in this movie, like, this is his best performance as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
In No Way Home. I mean, the whole Avengers, that's great. What is that? It like way better than any dialogue fucking bullshit quip he had in his original movies. The whole how is this helping?
Yeah, my back.
Yeah,
like,
even within the action beats, like I need a little help. Lizard guy's here too. I mean, even that just is better. Like. Oh,
and even the little shit, like the pointing meme they did,
yeah,
like in a lab, and like fucking just like bro, like this movie is just, it's so fun. It's such a fun movie.
Jameson.
And like, yeah, J. Jonah Jameson, bro, like Spider Menace, like bro, like this movie is just fucking awesome, bro. Like, and we know the movie ain't perfect. We know there's some plot holes, just like any other movie, any other Marvel movie, but it's still fun. I mean, I say this all the time, and I'm gonna keep saying it. The people that are hating on this movie now, they were fucking they're on Fandango, like waiting to get their tickets, just like everyone else.
Like
they were so eager to get their tickets fast. And they want to hate on the movie? Fuck no. Like,
we were talking about it, or I was talking about it in our Raimi discussion. That final fight in Spider-Man 1 between Peter and Goblin, I was like, this is still probably my favorite fight in any Spider-Man movie. But No Way Home beat that with that apartment fight. Just the second he gets that spider sense to Fuck, man, I don't even know. Just the end of that scene where he flees the scene when damage control gets there. Incredible. Probably my favorite scene in any Spider-Man movie, or at least my favorite fight scene. Just so goddamn good. But yeah, even the stuff before that, like the whole Doctor Strange fight in the mirror dimension and stuff, that was really cool. Him beating Doctor Strange with math. It's like people would call it corny, but that's Spider-Man. Yeah,
like Spider-Man has always been able to like outsmart a lot of people, and
people act like just because he has magic he'd beat. Like, no, Peter Parker has a better IQ than Doctor Strange.
Yeah, and people grasp the understanding of like Peter Parker, but I don't know, people still try to downplay like Spider-Man. Like, he's stronger and smarter than everyone like thinks he is. Like,
bro, I remember when Civil War was coming out, people were like, how does he have more strength than Bucky, bro? Like, come on, man.
Like y'all stupid, bro. Y'all are dumb. But dude, like, yeah, this is like literally like a kid who was like up there with like Black Panther and like Reed Richards in terms of like being one of the smartest people in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Like his fucking IQ gets rivaled against fucking Batman. Like, that's how smart fucking Spider-Man is.
He's certainly smarter than Tony Stark.
Yeah, definitely smarter than Tony Stark for sure. But like, dude, like, yeah, Peter Parker's he's fucking intelligent. But like, yeah, people can say all they want about this movie. Like, I fucking love the shit out of this movie. I definitely don't need an audience to enhance it because I have that shit in my mind. It's called schizophrenia. I'm kidding. But yeah, even like when you got me, you got me that shit on DVD. I watched that shit whenever like I didn't have no internet. That shit was amazing.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's
the fucking final swing at the end. People we can't have anything nice, man. People complain about anything. People are like, why is he swinging so? Who gives a shit? Oh my god, the suit. Gorgeous.
Oh my god, it looks like a PS2 game. Like you weren't playing PS2 games. Like, come on.
It's so good. It's so good. And then, like, I mean, obviously it sort of not resets him. I mean, it is kind of resetting, but like it I'll just say it reset him to like the status quo.
It's a fat retcon for sure.
Yeah, but the whole shit at the coffee shop with MJ, it's the most. It proved that scene, and even the scene at the graveyard proved to me that Tom Holland could do like college, like adult Peter Parker, because at this point he's playing a high schooler. He's playing a like teenager, like mid-teens teenager. Yeah. But just the way he was carrying himself in that final scene, I was like, that's an adult. that's a grown man right there. But yeah, and the scene at the graveyard, I remember it at the theater, fucking killed me. I thought like the May's death scene, who was great in this. We also got the great power comes great responsibility shit. But yeah, at the graveyard when Happy comes up and there's just that glimmer of hope. Like, does he remember? It's like, because they have all this history together and stuff like that, you know, with the Avengers and Stark and whatnot, and obviously the previous two Spider-Man movies. And after a brief pause, Happy just goes, "How'd you know her?" It's like, fuck. Not only doesn't he know, but like he probably doesn't even know that May had a nephew.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
And hell, like, even in the my fault, Joker teeth. Even in like the extended cut, it shows like what it did to them like in pictures.
Yeah.
So like just even that little minor stuff just makes the movie even like more like enjoyable, bro. Dude,
I mean the extended cut. I mean, it's an extended cut. It's a novelty thing. It's not like the definitive cut. But some of the shit in there. Fucking Andrew, man. He was like, so you make webbing in your body. He's like, that's so cool. I'd love to see the holes. And Toby's face, he gives him the biggest, like, what the what? In the face. Oh, man. It's so good.
That was just awesome, man. It's so good. I don't care. Y'all can say we're biased. Probably. I don't care.
But and I can't get over Willem Dafoe in that movie either.
I still wish we had instead of like the fucking like the. I mean, it's not like it doesn't break the movie for me. I just something that I wish we saw more of was like his costume, like him in the actual costume, like in the very end, instead of like the battle worn one. That's something I wanted to see. I wanted to see the full green.
Yeah, he sort of had like the green and purple tones. Though,
Yeah,
which is nice.
yeah. The green and purple.
Still more accurate than the Raimi ones.
Oh, the fact that like when like fucking when they're fighting on the shield and he gets fucking slammed. Green Goblin gets slammed.
Oh yeah,
WWE shit.
Yeah. Peter was like, "You're gonna WWE me. I'm WWEing you."
I will say the one thing I find it just funny. It's just funny. It's like, you know, it's whatever. They knew that this movie was so big that they couldn't delay anything or else we were gonna riot. But like when Toby gets stabbed by Goblin, there's no like mark there. Nothing. Like you don't see it. At least he just gets stabbed from behind, and like I don't know.
I wonder if that rumor was true that they were gonna kill Toby, and then test audiences were pissed, so they
Bro,
didn't
honestly,
do that.
If Toby died, we would not hear the end of it, bro.
I would have loved it so much just to piss the Raimi fans off. You know what I love about this movie? I mean, obviously everything, but like, the vitriol between Spider-Man fans has gone down dramatically since this film. Like, it's still there, obviously, but like before this, oh my god, it was bad. It was horrible. But now it's like it's a lot more civil now.
But yeah, man, the movie is great.
Yeah, but that's Phase 4, man. Fucking this phase was great. I don't give a shit. It's better than Phase 2. If I had to rank the phases, it's Phase 3, Phase 4, Phase 1, Phase 2.
Yeah. No, I think it's better than Phase 1 and 2.
Like we had bangers in that. Like the only ones that I'm like on are Eternals and Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yep.
Everything else is at least decent. I mean,
definitely.
Yeah, the hate for this phase is so unwarranted. It feels so forced, man.
People can't enjoy shit nowadays.
But you know, it seems like we're going in a more serious direction in Phase 5. So maybe people will shut the fuck up. Then I don't know.
Fucking hopefully, dude.
Yeah, and just the way people 180 on this stuff too. I mean, especially from No Way Home. People making TikToks. Can we stop pretending this is a good movie now? No, because we're not pretending. This shit's awesome. Oh, like there's also the criticism. Well, it's not maybe criticisms, but like when like Toby and Andrew come in and people are like, oh, because there's like an awkward pause to like wait for audience to cheer. I don't think it's awkward at all. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. But it's like Andrew comes in and he takes off the mask and he's just like, let's chill out here. I don't know. I thought it worked, but that whole scene in the apartment's fantastic too. With MJ throwing the bread at him. It's like, well, why'd you do that? To see if you have the tingle. I have the tingle, just not for bread. So good, man. Everything about this film, man. Every time I watch it, it's just so infectious. Like cheese every time. But yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So can everyone shut up about Phase 4 now?
Right. But is that the show?
Yeah, that's the show. It's a long one.
Right, it is a long one. But thank you for listening to the Avengers podcast. If you want to follow us, we're at Avengers on Twitter. That's AVENG Nerds, all one word. If you want to follow either one of us, you can reach me at nowhere. Just follow our social medias. I'm going to try my best to start posting on there more because we definitely need to increase our engagement and stuff like that. Where can they reach you?
Right now, they can reach me at itsenneth_ on Twitter, but
we don't know about Twitter. So.
Twitter is looking dire. So we have a Mastodon. I don't know whether Mastodon is going to be like the next Twitter or not. I don't know, but You can find me in the general server at Zenith and at Avengenerds. So Mastodon's the next big thing. If it's not, then I don't know. Who gives a shit? I don't know.
Yep, we have a conversation. I mean, we have a Discord. If you'd like to join the conversation there,
we have a conversation if you want to join the Discord there.
Oh my god, those will be linked in the show notes. You can check out our link tree for any additional links you may be interested in. You can also review the show in app on Apple Podcasts. If you can leave 5 stars in a review, it will really help us out. Thanks again for listening to the Avengers podcast. We'll see you next week.
Later.